Hi, I'm Andy.
Hi, I'm Leon.
And this is
Head Tails. How daughter's me. Do you know what?
Don't be looking up a skirt. I've got my socks on.
I don't care, I'm really sick.
Happy Dad Thursday.
Happy Dad Tails Day, my friend.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right.
It's good to hear that you're all right. It's good to hear that you're good.
It's good to hear that it's good for you that I'm good.
Let's cut the good now. Let's go. What are we up to?
I don't know. What have you been up to this week?
I've had a nice steady week. I had a barbecue today.
Did you?
Yeah, it's the first time I've had a barbecue for ages. You'll know, but the listeners will. I've got a problem with barbecue. It's got a big crack down the base of it, so I'm concerned too much wear and tear, it'll just fall through. So I risked it for a biscuit today instead. I'm off one.
There's nothing worse than your barbecue falling through.
I know. I take pride in my barbecue as well. I love having a barbecue. I've discovered the pizza on the barbecue.
You do as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You take a lot of pride in when you do a barbecue.
Oh,
when
yeah.
You post a barbecue.
Yeah, I love doing it.
It's a proper dad thing.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love the fact I get to boss Amy round. Bring me out. Bring me a beer. It's like, get your own beer. I can't. I'm tending to me.
It's the only time you ever get to boss her around.
It is, and sometimes I don't get to do it. She just kicks off. Says, no, get yourself. So I trundle into the kitchen, get me beer, get me meat, and then put it on.
Come back and your sausage is frazzled.
Yeah.
What's your go-to meat? What's on barbecue?
Burger. I love
Always burger.
Well, not always, but I love all sorts. We'll do fish on barbecue. We'll do sausages, burgers. Yeah, I like fish, yeah. Do you like fish?
Didn't know it was healthy.
It's about as far as I go for healthy. No, I do like fish on barbecue. It's really nice.
Fish fingers.
Nice. That's my standard. But yeah, we'll do hot on barbecue. We'll do. I know. When I say this, people go, that's normal. Like halloumi, we'll do all them sort of things on barbecue. Pork chops, prawns. Do prawns on barbecue. Skewer them up and.
You surely don't eat prawns.
I love prawns.
Do you really?
I absolutely love prawns.
You
So
don't
point
eat
of the
lettuce,
day-
but you'll eat prawns.
Hey, lettuce.
Cucumber.
No, I don't like cucumber. Don't like cucumber. Don't like tomatoes. The other day we got like some frozen prawns. I know it's not really great for the podcast, but I just cooked them in there like just a bowl of prawns. They're flavoured like. Oh man, I love prawns. But prawns aren't good for you. As odd as that is, fish is good for you, but prawns are really high in cholesterol and stuff. So you got to be careful you don't eat too much prawns.
And you've
That's
just
a tip.
you've just said you've eaten a full bowl of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, like I say, I absolutely love prawns. Oddly, don't like cold prawns though. When we used to go away from mother and father-in-law and we go abroad, they'd buy like cooked, but like you got to shell them and stuff. They've got to take all the skins and that off.
Oh, that's a right faff. That I can't be bothered with all that.
If I liked cold prawns, I probably would. I just can't get on with cold prawns. For some reason, my prawns have got to be warm. It's not the shelling bit that annoys me. I'm not fussed about that because sometimes you go to a restaurant and you get like a warm cooked with all the head and everything. I don't mind pulling that head off and taking all bits of it.
You shouldn't have to giggle at that.
It's going shy
Off
on.
your curly prawn. Oh.
But yeah, so I just like cold prawns.
We're about 6 minutes into 6 minutes into this podcast. You must have said prawns about 27 times.
Oh man,
that's a lot of prawns.
Yeah, I do like prawns.
Been up to what else this week?
Not particularly. No, I've had an alright week, nice steady week. No, played football. Unbelievable, the kid. He had a man at match. Played really well this week. Got a new centre half in the family. Understands the concept of staying, not wandering around pitch, running off after the ball, keeping it.
I think that's one of the first things that we need to learn as well, not to just chase everything. Spatial awareness and stuff.
Yeah.
It's key in it at that age.
I tell you what, the team we played though, they was really well organised. At a point where I said to one of the dads, I was like, look at those two statues. Like, what do you mean statues? They had two players stood in defence and they just stayed on the corner of the box. Didn't move, pretty much mopping everything up. Ball comes loose, poof, boot it away. Whereas no one that disciplined, but I was like, wow.
You need to go to kind of an effective netball process.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, zonal stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that certainly helps.
Oh, I might suggest that. Because that is genuinely what our team needs. Like, if you're playing defence, everyone understands not to go running up. You're not scoring if you're playing defence. Whereas, like, the midfielders and the strikers become a blurred vision. Like, one minute they're all running across the left wing, they're all to right wing, they're right middle of the park. Whereas if you did actually have zonal positional, it'd probably do a lot better. It'd give you more space.
There's loads of zonal games you can play as well that will help with that.
Yeah. It's kids, let's be honest. They can't comprehend that. And they're still learning, they're just having fun. Because you don't want to take the funness out of football at their age.
No, because it's a difficult one, because even at their age, fun for them is winning. It's they don't get a lot of joy even at that age from losing. So playing football is brilliant, but they've still got that competitive edge to them.
I'll tell you what I did here, which was absolutely amazing. So the team lost 9-7, and the other team, like, no one really knew what the score was apart from referee and the coaches, because obviously they were marking the scores down the way. And the other team's head coach, one of the players, was like, "What was the score?" And he went 0-0. And he went 1-0. He's like, "As far as I'm concerned, it was 0-0. Who cares if we won or lost? We're just having fun and playing football." And I thought that was class by their coach. And I overheard it. I thought, you know what? That's a right way to instill on kids. Don't matter if you win or lose. Do you enjoy it? Yeah. So who cares what the score was?
It's good though.
And I was like, wow, big cheese grin on my face.
It's nice to hear stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm enjoying watching them play football because it's what I used to love. I used to love it. Yeah. And I'd say both my kids have got more understanding about football than I ever had. It wasn't until I got to like 13, 14 that I actually started to understand positional game, take your time, there's no point just oofing it. Yes, clear it when you need to clear it, but actually looking for a pass sooner than just oofing it along field and stuff.
Yeah, because that's how all the good players are, right? They have a knowledge and an understanding of how the game works.
Like I said, they're all learning and they're getting better.
Yeah, they'll learn it, won't they? Pick it up.
Yeah, I've had 2 games and I saw a massive difference this week compared to last week's game in all the players.
Well, nice. We'll see what happens next week.
Let's see. I was saying I want to go back to playing vets football though.
You're not old enough.
I'm not old enough to play vets football, but I want to go back to playing vets football. I'm thinking, I think it's 36 in it. You can play vets football. Is it 36? I'm sure it's
somewhere like 35 or 36.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of years left. I'm thinking by the time I get to there, my two will be grown up enough that if I want to play football, that they can come and I can play football and leave them on sideline. Like now, if I would play football and took them with me, I'd be like turn around like I'm defending a corner going, "Where's my kids gone? I can't see them anymore. They're on sideline."
Want to be up a tree?
Yeah.
Well, luckily would be underneath trying to catch it though.
Well, I hope so. I hope one looks after the other. Because vets football is all right because it's not too serious. No one's there to be getting scouted and picked up and trying to be a superstar and snapping each other.
Hey, you never know. I kick a can down the street or something like that.
And hoping Ferguson's driving fast.
Somebody might just see this.
How's your week been, mate, anyway?
My week last week was quite exciting and I did a lot. This week, I don't think I've done nothing.
Apart from my jingles all week.
There's another jingle out because you said you was off to Legoland.
I'm going to say, I walked into your house today and you went, I've got a jingle. And I didn't get a chance to put Bob on a seat and you were playing it to me. You love a jingle.
So that'll be on our TikTok and it'll be on our Instagram. And where else should we put it? YouTube.
Let's go Facebook as well because we got called out this week that we don't put anything on Facebook. So we seem to put a lot of things out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, but we don't really Facebook it. Now, I'm not a big Facebook person. I don't know about yourself. So therefore, it's normally because we've got linked accounts. We'll do things and then link them around our normal accounts.
Yeah. I'm the same as well. And I think why we do use the other platforms a bit more is because we get a lot of feedback from them.
Yeah. I find them more user-friendly as well. I find because I've not really used Facebook. I go on there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't fathom what's going on. Whereas the other ones I think are quite straightforward. They're all quite similar. Scroll.
Yeah.
Scroll and go.
Scroll and go. Simple, innit?
And videos. I suppose Twitter and Facebook are quite similar, aren't they? It's just text, whereas I quite like the visuals of Insta and TikTok.
Yeah, I'm saying. But yeah, we'll stick it across all our socials just so you can have a giggle at that. Again, my singing is horrendous. I even downloaded an app to see if I could change my voice.
Did you?
Couldn't do it. Couldn't
like or tune yourself up type thing?
I don't know what it was. I sounded like a rabbit, I think, at one point. Another week of a jingle. But yeah, I've got a busy week on this week. I want to try and get my garden to a point where it's ready for, to plant my grass.
Plant your grass? Lay your grass?
Lay my grass, sow my grass.
Either of them two.
Sow my grass. I think I've seen them at Olympics today.
Sow my grass?
Yeah. I think he was in Taekwondo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How'd he get on?
He got laid.
Did he? I'll set him up, you knock him out, alright?
That's terrible. Right, what are we talking about this week? We've got a topic this week.
We have got a topic, because last week our topic went a bit AWOL. So the topic this week is what frustrates you, or what annoys you, what angers you, what just pushes your buttons. So we asked the kids, didn't we?
We asked the kids what frustrates them.
So we'll go you, me, you, me, you, me.
You me. That would
So-
be first.
So you take it off.
So I start with Andy. Andy's quite simple and she's quite chilled out. So she just said maths frustrates me. Maths. But I think, again, like we've said a billion times, it's probably just what's going on at that time. She quite likes English and she's getting right into English and writing stories and things like that. But she just says maths.
So as a parent, so she finds maths frustrating. So do you then think, right, we should really work on maths because you find it frustrating? Or do you think, right, she enjoys other subjects, I don't want to neglect them, I'd rather work on her strengths than actually pick up the weaknesses? Because let's be honest, if you spoke to the demographic of the whole UK, I bet you get, I'm a math person, I'm an English person, I'm a letters person. You never really find many that are either or.
Yeah.
So is it one of them things where, so let's get some tips out. What do you think? Do you really think you should go, okay, work to the strengths, or actually let's work on them weaknesses and try and pick them up? Because it could be a hindrance. If you start picking their maths up, it could hinder her English and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think if it was me, I mean, I don't, because I don't see her as much. If I saw her a lot more, like after school and things like that, I'd probably work on it. But because I don't want to spend my weekends going, well, let's sit down and do some maths.
Get that.
I know it's got to be done. If she's got homework, we'll do homework, don't get me wrong. But I'm as an extracurricular activity, I'm not going to make her sit down and do maths. But in my opinion, I would try and work on weaknesses to improve. Because I think with that, you can learn other skills, maybe on how you can learn. So with maths, there's a lot of rules and things to maths.
Yeah.
So I think if you can kind of get your head around figuring that out, I think just that problem-solving element will help with other things.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to create maybe a wider gap between going on this. And I think the key thing as well is to not, like we talk about the frustration, but to not implant that into them. To kind of say, oh, you know, we know that you're not as good at maths and, you know, we know that you can do better at maths. That's all they're going to hear then. And I think it's trying to be positive about anything. I mean, just use maths as an example, but it can be anything that, you know, not necessarily just at school, anything that they need to work on. It's just that language you use, I think, in trying to support. And it can just be a little word here and there. But yeah, so me, I'm working on it. What about yourself?
And I'm keep to your strengths. Just keep your strengths.
So go for your strengths.
Yeah, and homing on them. I'm not saying neglect maths, because I'm a big advocate of, I'm quite mathematical. I'm better at problem solving. Black's black, white's white. I function much better like that. Whereas like English language can be interpretation. It can be like some words just don't spell as a sound. Sound as a spell.
English is real hard.
Yeah, so like, but some people like Ava is really good at understanding how the English language works. She's got some sort of knack for it. She's really good at spelling, reading, writing. She's got that knack. So I would say, right, home in on that, because that if you can develop that even further, that's better. I'm not saying neglect the maths. I would still want to work on the maths, but I would always still try and push her strengths against her more than I would her weaknesses. Yes, do them sort of things, but not where I'm like, right, you're no good at it, so let's focus solely on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's my school of thought.
I know, but it'd be nice to see what other people think.
Yeah. Do you work on strengths or do you work on weaknesses? I'm not saying neglect weaknesses, because it sounds really odd that I'm don't do your weaknesses. You still got to work on what you're not great at. But I think sometimes if you take your eye off what you're really good at and you think sit in middle lane, I think that's when you can get really complete. Do you know, I'm good at this, I don't need to work on it. Well, actually, no, if you're good at it, let's really home in on that and try and really take it to the next level.
Yeah. I get that. So what's Noah's?
So Noah's frustration is his friends at school. So he said Archie and Isaac are faster than him. So it sometimes really frustrates him. He says, I don't like it. Sometimes beat me. So that's the competitive edge that he's got that I think he gets from me, if I'm being honest. he's quite a fast kid, if that makes sense. And I think sometimes you're not always going to be the fastest. You can have your off days or whatever. And it really frustrates him when he's not the best when it comes to racing. Sport.
Again, it's that getting him to understand that that's maybe not the strongest thing, but there'll be other things that you're better than Isaac and the other guy.
Yeah.
Lexie says, what really frustrates her is people that put other people down.
Oh, yeah. I'm with on this, Lexie. I hate it.
So obviously, Lexie's 16 now, so she's at an age now where she understands it. None of us like bullying or all like that. And I think she's kind of got to a point where she realises that not everybody's the same. Not everybody has the same thoughts. Not everyone has the same style. So just because that person decides to wear something that maybe you wouldn't like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm very much like this. I'm so sometimes a bit too laid back, and I don't like drama. I don't like confrontation. So I just think, let people be.
Yeah.
If somebody's got an opinion that I don't like, I tend not even to challenge it. I'll just respect that that's your opinion, and that's me done. I don't need to go, you're wrong. I don't find that in me, and I don't find the benefit of anything from that.
Yeah.
Apart from creating animosity in an argument.
Yeah.
I just go, okay. And I think that's probably something I need to work on to get better at that. To actually not challenge, but to maybe just give my opinion more.
Yeah.
Rather than just be silent. But yeah, so that's kind of what she's obviously at that age where like fashion and opinions and what you think is quite big. And you see it. I mean, she'll see it all over her social media and stuff. That one person don't like this. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
What benefit?
Good cover, yeah.
It's no benefit at all from putting other people down.
Yeah. Have you heard of the tall poppy syndrome? So you get a poppy field, and every now and then you get one poppy that rises above the rest, and you're meant to cut it away because it has like an effect on the rest of the poppies. So it's like tall poppy syndrome. And in society, we're so good at someone rises above the rest and we cut them down in society. And it's called the small poppy syndrome. And we've seemed to adopt it as like a society where if someone's having a really good week, we'll go, I've done this. Somebody will cut your legs right down and whoop, back down you are, because they'll have some sort of negative opinion on what you've done. Well, that's not great or whatever. And
yeah, our media are brilliant.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If someone's done something good, let's laud them up. Let's lift them another 2 feet off the floor.
Yeah.
We just live in a world where no one can bear that someone's better than them. And I get in society, let's all try and get everyone up to a good level playing field and things. But when someone's done something above, I don't know, what's the realm of normality, or what's realm of they've aspired and developed or come from nothing, or self-made and things like that. I just hate that people are so quick to go, yeah, well, what about da-da-da? And, pull people straight back down and think, what is wrong with people?
It's microscoping the minority in that person's makeup, innit?
Yeah. Like I say, I hope I'm not pulling someone down. So someone catching me pulling someone down, pull me up on it, and actually say to me in front of people, to belittle me and say, you shouldn't say that sort of thing. Because it's like racism and things like that. I just think it's unbelievable that it's still a thing. In my mind boggles, with those sort of things. And I think we need to challenge people in society more and say, you can't say that. Yeah. Why are you doing that?
We need to educate people more.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is we go along with the flow. Like, all that trouble we had with football and stuff like that in London? Surely, a lot of that's to like sheep syndrome, where, someone does something, you go, I'm just going to join in sort of thing. Yeah. But actually, on reflection, we look at it. If someone maybe stood up and go, whoa, no, stop. I know it's easy to do when there's a lot of people around, but I think that they're sort of things where we just need to like say, really educate and stand up and go, no, you don't do that. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah.
What you are doing right at this moment in time is wrong.
Yeah.
What about Ava?
So Ava's that frustration. This has been going on for ages. Her mum won't let her ears get pierced.
Oh.
Now I say mum won't, I'm in the same camp. Right, but Ava didn't know this. We're off the way to Legoland tomorrow, aren't we? So we're rocking down to Windsor. We can get pierced when we get to Windsor. Oh. So we can get it done for it's like a birthday present. So, because we said she had them for her birthday, which is 9th birthday, but really want to get them done at the beginning of summer holidays, so then they've got time to heal by the time we get back to school, she can take them out.
Yeah.
So, going down to Windsor tomorrow, getting done tomorrow.
Oh, man.
So I found out where there's Claire's Accessory is 3 minutes away from where we're staying, walk. So I'm like, right, let's go get it done tomorrow. So we can get down to there and then get the ears done tomorrow. So by the time this has gone live, she'll have cried her eyes out.
Hate you and her mum.
Yeah. But she's been asking non-stop. All her friends, like when I was at school, there weren't many kids that had their ears pierced. Boys, girls, whatever. I think I probably count on one hand of girls and boys. Like there's a boy in my class who had like only one stud and stuff like that. And a couple of girls that had like a couple of like earrings.
Have you had any piercings?
Yeah, I have, yeah. But I waited till I was older to have my piercings. I didn't have them when I was younger.
What have you had pierced?
It's not time right now. What are you obsessed with my piercings? I don't have pierced anymore. They've gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to say because it sounds like I probably have like something like really rude pierced.
So what did you have pierced?
I had my eyebrow pierced. Yeah, for that.
What else did you have pierced?
My nipple pierced.
What made you kind of think, I've got a right idea? Is there any chance you can stick a really sharp needle through mine?
I think it was like the rebel phase. Because I was like 14, yeah. I mean, I was tattooed at 15. So it was like a rebel thing. No, 16. I think I was tattooed at 16.
I mean, this is probably one for another podcast, but things like ears piercing, I think when they get to Ava's age and she can make that decision herself, what I'm not a massive fan of, and this may cause huge uproar, but like babies.
Yeah. Well,
having their pierced.
Yeah. It's catch-22 because sometimes I think it's better to get it done when they're younger because they forget about that. It's like a week later, they forgot all about the pain and stuff like that. Whereas I've got a funny feeling Ava's going to remember this for a long
It doesn't hurt though, does it? From what I remember.
No, we should walk around Legoland going, my ears rain, man, my ears burn, my ears rain. And it's ruin Legoland, and I'll be fuming.
So, is it worth doing them after Legoland? Yeah.
I'll ask the wife. She'll definitely add them by the time we come back, because we said she needs to have them done at the beginning of summer holidays, so they're ready for end of summer holidays.
That makes sense. There must be a lot of kids plan it like that. Do it that way.
Yeah.
Nice one. Right, finally, Ellie says what frustrates her is like if she send a message to somebody, like on like a text or something like that, and they don't reply, but she knows they're online.
Oh, what?
So you know, like when they've read it, and you're like, because sometimes you can set your message up so they've read as well, can't you?
Yeah.
So like that, and they've clearly read it. You might have asked them a question, and then they don't respond.
So I'm split camp here. I get that. Sometimes that frustrates me when I text and then I can see they've read it. But sometimes it happens the reverse where it's me. Someone said something, I'm thinking, ooh, don't have to respond to that. Or I've read it, but I'm like, Amy gets really frustrated for me. I'm at work, phone pings up, I'll look at it and shut my phone down. I've read it, but I'm busy and I'm thinking, right, I'll do that in about half hour. 4.5 hours later, I'll go, oh yeah, Amy texted me. Oh, we're off to... Oh, I should have replied like 10 minutes ago. Oh, I'm in trouble.
But she's outside waiting.
Yeah, but so I do completely... Because you don't know what the other person's doing. So they may have read it, or like she says they're online, but they might be online for something else. So if I'm doing something for work purposes, they might see I'm on work. Yes, I've read it, but I'm doing something, but I'm working. So I can see both sides of the story, but my biggest frustration is like, yeah, exactly. When you send something, and you don't respond to me.
I was just looking through my messages then because every now and again I'll send you a message and then the next day you'll respond. And it'll be something like, ha ha. Like, was you thinking about that?
No, because what it is I'll do the exact same thing where I've looked at it, I've seen it, and I've genuinely read it and done whatever, but then I'm busy doing something else, so I put my phone down and then re-pick my phone up later. Now, I've no real big excuse because my phone seems to be glued to my hand. I am really bad that my phone is glued to my hand. I need to get away from that.
Yeah, you do.
And that's where my tip comes from later on.
That's one to look forward to.
Ooh.
That's one to look forward to. What frustrates you?
People.
Let's open this can of worms again.
Yeah. No, I mentioned it last week. I'm very content in the company I keep at the moment. And even to the point where I'm now becoming more content in how I look and stuff.
That's good.
It's a good thing because it's taken me 33 years to realise.
You're 34.
And it's taken me 34 years to realise. I don't really. I care what people think if it's constructive and helpful. But if people are going to knock me down because I carry a little bit of weight or I'm wearing something that they don't agree with, then who cares?
So I love Tigers t-shirt.
Yeah. And my rainbow socks. It's taken me 34 years to go, you know what? Who cares? Who are they to say what's right or wrong?
I probably cannot agree more. Just be happy with
the
you.
gutting thing is, it's taken me 34 years to get to that. Yeah. How bad is that? And I tell you right now, if I try and instill that in my kids, they'll probably get to the same age and go, oh yeah, he's right. There's so much pressure in society to look right, to be right, to be... And our generation was probably that first generation of the social media aspect of trending, setting, stylish. I'm not saying my parents didn't have stylish clothes, because you didn't. Do you know what I mean? You all had like fashion and stuff like that, but it seemed to be hitting a whole new level in my generation where clothes were really expensive.
It's
and
the Instagram thing, though, isn't it? And it's the edit pictures and stuff. Everything looks beautiful. Done it on there. We've said many a time before, people's lives on there are completely different to what they are in real life. But we see the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yet you don't see everything else that kind of goes on. But we just want to be that good stuff. Yeah. And again, all this influencer stuff that people do. I mean, I know you're a massive influencer.
I can't help it, mate.
But all stuff like that is great in terms, but it's quite damaging as well.
Mm. It's product sales, isn't it? It's marketing. It's a new age of marketing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's no different to a billboard in the 60s.
Exactly.
It's just a new way to get your product to that person, and it all depends on who's selling that product.
Yeah.
Which is why these people become multimillionaires, because for some bizarre reason their face fits and boof, off they go. People want to listen to what they've got to say. Personality wise, they're no different to Adam, Eve, or whatever.
Or Steve.
Exactly. They're no different to anybody else. It's like opinion wise or what they've got to say. They've just been in the right place, right time, and it's clicked and it's worked, and fair play to them, off they go. And now they're multi-million pound moguls that people want to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to that point with Yorkshire tea, aren't we?
Exactly.
We'll just keep pestering them.
Yeah.
Until they decide to let us influence them.
If they just send me a box of gold, a free box of gold, I'm happy.
Then we'll call it quits.
I would say, because gold tea bags are expensive, right?
We'll take this hostage situation that we've got Yorkshire tea in. As soon as they pay up the gold tea bags, we'll leave them alone.
Exactly.
And then we're all right. Then everyone's happy.
Who's the hostage? Yours or them?
Them.
I can't quite decide, because how we going by hostage? You wrote a poor jingle that they commented on.
Yeah.
Which have I got up in our back pocket now?
Now we're going to pester them so much, and then the pestering will only stop.
And they go, hey, have a bloody bag of tea bags.
Yeah.
You dip.
And maybe some biscuits.
You actually don't do biscuits?
No. What about meeting Sean Bean? We'll do that as well.
I'd love to meet Sean Bean. I love Sean Bean. What a guy.
There's a quote for the podcast.
What a guy. Not in a sexual way. I think he's absolutely class.
Do you love prawns or Sean Bean more?
Prawns. It's food, mate. So what bothers you, mate?
So, a lot of the things we've discussed, really, and I don't like people that put other people down. I don't like people that feel that one-upmanship is a way of getting on in life. Stuff like that. I'm so easygoing that, well, I say I'm so easygoing, but there are a lot of things that still annoy me, strangely enough. And I maybe just tell myself I'm easygoing, but I'm really not.
You know what annoys me sometimes as well?
Is it me?
No. Do you open a packet of sweets and they're all like rubbish flavoured, like yellows and greens? That really annoys me.
I mean, that's only a minor thing. First world problems and all that.
No, but yeah, it still annoys me.
Yeah. Right. So, we just mentioned there about our Instagram and TikTok accounts about influencing. One of our TikTok videos has got over 1,000 views on it.
I know. You said, well, you told me. It took a long while for me to realise what you were saying. Like early videos as well. Somehow one of our early ones have like sort of rekindled itself. How's that happen?
I don't understand how the algorithms work. I don't understand how the For You page thing works. I just don't. My brain just won't comprehend that type of information. But it has, and that's quite happy. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. It was a good video as well.
I'm terrible singing on it.
Well, that was the point of it.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing for me more than it's for you.
We're going to do some more as well. When summer kicks in, we'll go. Oh, yeah. We'll get out and do some more. We'll also film our Dad Tales Olympics, which we'll have to get started as well.
So I'm away in a couple of days. So when are you thinking to do this?
We've got to do it during summer sometime.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we've picked our events. So we've been sort of freewheeling the fact that we're going to do a lot of events. We've gone down to 5 alternative Dad Tales events. What are those events then?
Hammer throw, best of 3 throws, furthest throw wins, and I've got to stipulate it's a lump hammer.
I've got a lump hammer.
we've got to throw out a lump hammer.
A lump.
I don't want any
hammer.
like toffee hammers and stuff like that. You can probably wing it in about a mile away. It's got to be a lump hammer.
Toffee hammer.
The other one we've got is a 50-metre sprint, just winner takes all, fastest time.
Why have we gone for 50-metre sprint?
Because you can't do 100 metres.
I could struggle to do 50. That might turn into 30.
I'm comfortable on that one. So far, first two, I'm feeling I've got in bag here.
All right.
I genuinely think I've got a good arm on me, and I'm definitely quicker than you. I don't care what you say.
I think for 50-metre sprint, what I'm just thinking for everybody else out there, rather than kind of measure 50 metres, because we're going to compete against each other with this, but we want other people to try and compete.
Length of football field is 50 metres, isn't it?
I'm thinking half of a football field.
Go on, anyway, basketball.
First, to get 3 baskets in as least amount of throws as possible.
Yeah.
So again, people can compete and try and get better than us.
This next one, the BMX.
So we've got a BMX track where we are.
Yeah.
A little BMX track. So we're going to borrow a bike. We did think about using a child's bike, but between us we might break that child's bike. So we need to borrow a bike. Let's just say that. Quickest round track. Simple as.
Yeah.
One of us is definitely falling off that.
More than likely.
And then the final one is a climbing frame climb race challenge. Quickest at top wins. 5 events, which means obviously there's got to be a winner, point for each one to win.
Yeah.
You think initially you've taken the first 2.
Yeah.
Basketball's a skill game, you ain't got that.
Well, to be fair, the basketball's a luck game. Because I've taken it free for a line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
BMX ride, I think that's going to come down to whether bike we borrow.
Yeah. To the point where I think we need to borrow the same bike.
Yeah, I might need to use
Because I'll be kicking off and I'm on Noah's little mini bike and you're on some sort of grown-up bike. I'm like, well, I've lost out here because you've got a bike that's bigger than mine.
Fair point. And then quickest at top climbing. This could be the decider.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm... Oh, no, best not say that.
I have seen you walk and trip up over nothing.
No.
So yeah, we'll get those done and we'll get those recorded and get you the results as soon as possible so then you can challenge, you can compete against us. I don't think anybody can beat us. Uber competitive. Speaking of Olympics, have you seen any Olympics? Have you been watching?
Yeah, I was watching Archery. Seen Archery?
Right, so I've been watching the Archery. Right, so I've got a thing with this Archery. Is it a bow? Yeah. When I used to make a bow and arrow when I was a kid, it looked nothing like that. It's like loaded with everything they need.
It's got weights on it. It's weird.
It's got weights at bottom, at front.
No.
It's got sights on it. It's got everything. That's not archery. Get a bit of stick and a bit of string and throw it at that board and then see who's...
So you're saying thingy, but you'd fire it from what? 10 metres away? They're firing from like nearly 100 metres away, mate. If you actually watch from behind when they fire it up. So they go up for it to come down and wind trajectory.
Yeah, that's because they've got like a huge sniper on it. It's like a heat seeker.
Oh, man, I'm not having that. Honestly,
it's a right bit of kit.
If you're watching, you're thinking, oh, I could do that. Could you heckers?
Oh, no, right.
Because you've got to go, like say, it's like you've got to get to go up to come back down.
Never.
You've got to get the arc and that.
And you've obviously got to balance the wind and stuff.
Yeah.
I never once said I could do that. What I'm saying is, if we went back about 4 or 5 Olympics ago, that kit would have been completely different.
No? Same?
No way. I bet there's different kit between now and then.
Probably not as far away. What I'll say is...
No, the kit. I'm not about the court.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, because they're getting better and better kit, they're moving further and further away from the sites and stuff.
Well, that's just cheating.
How is it?
Because it's all down to equipment.
Yeah, but that's like F1 and stuff.
Exactly. Stick them all in a rowing boat, like them canoeists and stuff, all in a rowing boat and make them do it.
But the rowing boats are all like, technology-wise, is better than it's ever been. They're more streamlined, they're more aerodynamic. They can sit in a thinner boat. The cock at the front sits better. Cocks.
It's like something that, like out at Matrix or something. Yeah, the one they had, I was watching today, had arms all over. It's like a
had 2 arms, didn't it? And they pretty much stand it on the arms, don't they? And they pick it back up again for it. Mate, you're talking to someone who knows archery.
It's cheating.
It's not.
It's absolute cheating.
It's in the rules, man.
Did you see The skateboarding.
Oh no, I missed it. I'm watching some later on when I go back.
Skateboarding was on today.
Did our young girl do well?
I didn't see her. I was watching the men's. Skateboarding is fantastic. I said to you the other week, didn't I, that I tried standing on Noah's skateboard. I couldn't even stand on it. What these guys are doing is unbelievable. A proper skill. One guy came down, did his spin, got his board on like a rail, slid down that. As he got to the bottom, the skateboard just went from underneath him. As he came to the next obstacle, legs either side of it. Oh man, I could have cried for him.
Proper nutcracker.
Nutcracker right in.
Ooh.
Right. Final bit of business that we need to discuss. How are we getting on with your £10 challenge?
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Could this possibly be the first challenge I beat you at?
Yeah. Yeah. To a point where I think I've got a discrepancy that I've delivered a book to someone and they've said they've not received it.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm in now a position where I'm like, I think I have to refund them, so maybe out of pocket.
Oh, no way.
So I'm waiting to see if it turns up. I didn't send it recorded delivery, I just sent it, because I'm trying to keep the cost down as I can, I just sent it as cheap as I could. So I didn't send it recorded. Yeah. So I mean, that's where I'm at the moment.
Oh, man.
So I'm fighting a battle where I'm thinking someone's playing silly beggars with me. Where I'm trying to play a game as well.
It is tough. We knew these first initial sales were going to be tough.
Look at you with you, swinging your shoulders. We knew it was going to be tough, but not for me, because I'm about 20 quid up right now.
No, because your goods are only as good as you're selling, aren't they?
Because... Yeah, but I've seen your new goods. You've managed to break the back of the dodgy sales to then now go for better sales.
Yeah, the tennis racket, I did better than I thought I was going to do, which gave me a little bit of funds, but I've managed to buy something that I'm hoping to get about a £5 back for, but it only cost me 50p. So that's quite a big turnover, isn't it?
Yeah.
And my other one, if things happen as I want it to happen, it cost me 5, it could potentially be worth about 30 quid. I'll be honest, I'll probably take 20 just to flip it quickly.
You're a dick.
But they're both for sale. Until the sale, I've got nothing.
Becky, I need to buy some stuff, mate.
Becky, you can buy my money box off me. I've still got my pig money box as well. Right. The only thing I look forward to all week, Leon, it's your tip. Show me your tip.
Do you know what I mean?
This is Leon's tip of the week.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So, the tip of the week this week is, have you ever been in the house and wondered where your kids are?
Yeah.
Yeah? So here's your tip. Especially yours that are a little bit older. Turn the internet off and watch them magically appear. Tip of the week.
Tip of the week. Perfect. I like it. Have you learnt out this week?
No, I haven't actually. I'd like to say I've learnt a lot, but I don't feel like I have learnt anything this week.
Right, I don't think I've learnt something this week, but I've got a bit of an issue, and I'll share this with you. So, what's an appropriate time to start making noise, maybe on a Sunday morning?
What?
Not that kind of noise. Not at my age.
For me, 8.
The problem being is that
8.
we're leisure people, so we've worked in leisure since we was at school. So it's always early mornings. We're up and we've got an attitude of getting up and getting it done. What would you consider appropriate? You're very thoughtful for like your neighbours and things, aren't you? Like when you have your barbecues and stuff, you always ask. And...
I think, in all honesty, like about 9, 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Like a midweek thing, I'm thinking 8 o'clock.
So my issue is, I'm a massive overthinker. So I've been doing my garden, and I get to a point where like it takes some noise to do, doesn't it? Whether I'm sawing wood or been breaking bricks, and I'm very conscious about my neighbours. All I want to do is make sure I get on with them.
So do you know how you combat this?
Go tell them.
Well, just talk to them and say, I hope you don't mind, I've been a bit noisy. If I've been a bit too noisy at times when you need to sleep or if someone's been on late, like that, just tell me. Problem solved. You put it back in their cart. It's on them to then tell you then.
Just an overthinker.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I'd like to know my neighbours because I just think you've got to live with them, like you say.
Right, let's do this all again next week.
Let's see you next week.
I will see you next week.
See you next week. Stay safe, my friend.
Keep yourself smiling.
Enjoy.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_, or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you are providing us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.